Hello, everybody, and welcome to the GingerTalks podcast. My name is Ginger Snaps, and joining me, as always, is the wonderful Druid. Druid, buddy, how you doing? How you feeling?
Well, I would like to thank the casual listener at home for sticking with us after a week of absence. I can't decide whether or not I felt really good about the fact that nobody complained, or whether or not it etches within my very soul that nobody was chomping at the bit to hear more content from us. Restored from the dreaded COVID. I return twice as bad. Brittany's bat bitch.
Oh God.
Get K-Fed on the line and tell him that I'm ready to re-enter divorce talks.
Beautiful. No, dude. Seriously, glad you're back. Glad you're feeling better. I think everybody who would complain would understand that the Rona do be a real thing, and it just happened to clap your cheeks. So,
I was operating under the pretense that it would be still doable, but get yourselves vaccinated up, guys, because that shit was fucking raw, even with that double dose.
Yeah.
So imagine if I didn't have that shit. Or fucking don't. Whatever. I guess that conversation's dry as a bone now, so don't listen to anything I've just said.
No, I'll say it. Get your fucking vaccine so we might be able to return back to life as normal.
Yeah, and if everyone gets their vaccine, then Maroon 5 won't have to cancel dates on the new tour.
Oh God, Maroon 5.
Yeah. Actually, I've just basically committed a call to action that now people are getting IV treatment to remove the vaccine from their bodies, so that's great from me. First anticipated, I was petrified.
Oh my God.
Hell. Maroon 5. I mean, and could they have picked a more boring shade of red?
Listen, I don't want to talk about it. Instead, I'm going to introduce our guest.
From the lead singer from Maroon 5 tribute band Scarlet 6.
Everybody, welcome meepitsmana. Hi, meepsykins.
Hi, it's a meep.
It's a meep.
It's a meep.
How are your mana? How are your mana levels right now?
They're pretty good. I'm re-upping my mana right now as we speak.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm,
The wonders of White Claw.
So for the listener, we're recording this on St. Patrick's Day.
Yes, we are.
So
oh shit! It is.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So here in the States, everybody is wearing green and drinking green beer and just getting absolutely schwasty, where I might have a few shots of Jameson that's, sitting on my kitchen counter, and, everybody else is just like, fucking let's go. And I'm just like, yeah, okay, yeah, hi.
Yeah.
I mean, same.
Yeah, the people of Ireland literally hate you right now.
Yeah.
It's
like, I fully know.
I dread to think how many English people are in the littering the streets of Dublin right now.
Oh God!
In like novelty hats, guys. Hats. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like they wear these like god awful green top hats that look like Mike Myers' Cat in the Hat. If someone was like particularly ill in the costume department. And like Mike Myers wishing he was ill the whole time he was making that movie, so he had an excuse not to go.
I mean, that's fair.
That's fair.
That'll do, Korea. That'll do.
That'll do.
That'll do, Korea.
It's St. Patrick's Day, and ironically enough, two bands that I really, really enjoy are playing the exact same venue tonight, 10 hours away from me. Which makes me really sad, but I'm really excited. I'm really excited for them to, have a good time. But this just means that my brother, who is in one of those bands, is about to be so wasted at his desk tomorrow still. And the man is mid to late 30s. And he is a rather large fella. So he's just going to be sitting at his desk just fucking miserable. And I can't wait to call him and go, just, hey, how's it going? And just scream
as loud as possible.
Yes,
yes.
Yeah. Top of the morning to you. And you know those hangovers start hitting after 30.
Oh,
so
yeah.
he'll be getting that good headache.
Oh yeah. I just chef's kiss.
Me over 30 feeling that right now. I can feel that.
Oh my goodness.
Druid is the baby of this conversation.
You're like my brother who's like middle to late 30s. I'm like, fuck. Same. I mean, I'm fairly freshly 30, but oh my god, I feel it in certain parts of my body, and I'm like, why? How am Once you hit 30, everything starts hurting.
Yes!
You just start falling apart.
Yes.
Get used to it. It it gets worse as you get older. It just gets worse.
This is a
warning,
warning,
that
Druid.
happens. This is your warning.
A supple young 29 that I am, only a few months to go for the big day.
In a few months, everything will start to hurt, and you'll be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
It's just because you hit that you hit it, and then it's just it's over.
Yeah,
that oft ballyhooed fourth decade. I'm just glad it's like it's not the penis breaks decade, because that shit's like terrifying. Like I'm gonna hit 40 and then I'm gonna start like worrying.
Oh.
I'm overcooking the noodles. I'm hungover in the morning. I hate my kids. I hate my job. And that's the even more ballyhooed fifth decade.
Wake up in the morning and hate everything.
Every day's an adventure. But in this case, it's Sonic Adventure, the Big the Cat quest line. And you're just fishing. You're fishing for compliments from a wife that frankly hates your guts.
Oh God! Some of these things are too real. Abort mission. Abort.
Yeah. Where's my froggy?
I don't know, Timmy. Go fucking look.
Yeah. Oh God, I don't even know what to say to that. It's like too real. Like I can feel like the sobering atmosphere of a bunch of people like realizing that their time will one day come to an end, and it's just
existential crisis is happening right now because we're making it happen.
Yes. It's not the first. It's not the first existential crisis live on air, but it's certainly like the closer I get to rapping on the door with our good old friend the Reaper Supreme, it becomes all the more real.
I wish my existential crisis was more like Jim Carrey's, if I'm being honest with you.
I mean,
well, do you know? I had that moment. I had a Jim Carrey existential crisis at the age of about 24.
Okay.
And it is way less cool than it looks on the Facebook video sound bites, man. Because like your friends just slowly start to think you're a loser. And and I'm like, well, what about when the sun engulfs the earth? It's gonna happen. Even Shakespeare will be eradicated by the cold, dark entropy of time. And they go like, well, dude, can we just like fucking keep listening to Smash Mouth?
Like, listen, what you're saying there is not so far-fetched from some of the conversations that we've had when we are highly intoxicated on different substances. So, like...
Yeah, well,
I mean...
it's like on the podcast, I'm something of a drunk driver, except instead of a car, I'm smashing my brain into the side of the Chick-fil-A at 5 a.m.
Fuck
And like my brain,
Chick-fil-A.
my brain just goes through the front window, and I go like, "Can I have a combo?" And then, and then I talk about the
They're
sun.
like, "Sure thing, sir. Here it is. Bing. There it is." Because they're so fast.
Right.
Yeah, a little shout out for the fast service in Chick-fil-A. Funny enough, that was
Only they didn't fucking hate people.
I was gonna
Fuck
say.
You. Sorry.
wow.
Shout out to your hate chicken, fuckers.
Your hateful
well,
chicken. Is that like the Grateful Dead, but it's the hateful chicken?
The hateful, yeah. Well, that's it. Yeah. And they play those guitar riffs, and it's like, and like a bunch of hippies in a circle just like fall to the ground in ecstasy simultaneously. Yeah, and it's funny though because like you proceeded like fuck Chick-fil-A, but hell, the service is fast.
The service is fast, and the chicken is all right. Yeah, I mean it's edible.
I wouldn't know,
but fuck you. So
we don't actually have Chick-fil-A in the country.
I've had Chick-fil-A once in my life before I went vegetarian, and it was not very good. It said what I said. I will die on that hill,
girl.
It is so good to have a fellow vegetarian on the podcast.
Mm.
I have been vegetarian for over 6 years.
Yep. Yeah, beating me. I'm at about 5.5.
Nice.
Yeah. Because I was going to say, like, you think Chick-fil-A hate people? They really have like a shitty fucking a shitty idea about chickens.
They do. You're not wrong.
If I were Mel Gibson in the movie Chicken Run, which God forbid one day I will be without the anti-Semitic overtones.
Oof.
Because no one, if Chick-fil-A hate a rooster, what they'll do to an anti-Semitic rooster, I don't know. But if I were Mel Gibson in Chicken Run, and God forbid one day I will be, then I would hate Chick-fil-A with every fibre of my being.
Yeah.
Almost as much as Mrs. Tweedy's chicken pies.
Oh my god.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
So we're gonna put a pin in that. We haven't done the full introduction of Meep. This is I can tell this is gonna be a fun one.
We're literally I can't decide if we're getting better at hosting a podcast or worse.
I just want to give the people some context of Meep and who the fuck she is and why the fuck she's here, and then we can go back to
this
chaos.
bitch.
Yeah. Well,
who's this bitch? Sorry.
Yeah. I could feel the stilettos that you're holding in your hand as you said that. It's like Snooky on a Sunday morning.
The hoops were already out before she started talking, ready to just fucking go.
Listen.
Yeah. Hold my bear.
So Meep is if you have ever been around my stream and I've yelled the words murder friend, I am referring to Meep. Meep and I didn't really start getting close until probably the Goose Goose Duck times, but we played Among Us together a little bit, and I think it was Lou and Fatal and those guys that got us kind of talking and hanging out, if I remember right.
Sounds right. Mm-hmm.
And it's coming up on Lou is at a year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so we've known each other for almost a year at this point.
I know. Isn't that exciting?
Holy fuck. That's crazy. But I mean, the friendships that have been forged from just like people knowing this person and bringing this person around and doing this and doing that has been just kind of crazy.
Yes.
And
absolutely crazy.
And I feel like since we started playing Dead by Daylight together, we've gotten a lot closer. We play a lot of Dead by Daylight together.
We play a lot of Dead by Daylight together.
It's fine. Druid absolutely...
We should play more, though.
Yes. Druid absolutely loathes that I play Dead by Daylight so much because he had to buy it and start playing it. And
yeah. Well, people have seen firsthand on streams and stuff. I've popped up a couple of times, it's something that no matter how many hours I spend on it, I don't seem to get the knack for it.
How many hours have you played it though?
I mean, I don't know. Like, definitely enough. Like, I could have completed a PS2 game in the time.
So not very long. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, like, oh whoa! Here's the thing: I didn't know how to fucking move in to like the barn and get the generators working. Like, you know, because people keep saying like, oh well, you're so new to the game, and I'm like, well, when do I fucking stop being new?
When you've played like 300 plus hours, I think that's right.
Yeah, well, it's never going to happen, guys. I'm too busy running for my demons in real life.
Yeah.
Okay.
But well, so Druid is like an epic prop hunt player for Call of Duty. Back when I was playing Call of Duty a lot, like I basically, so there was a point in time on the channel where it's just like, nope, I'm playing a ton of fucking COD and everybody can deal with it. And then I realized, no, nobody's coming to hang out and watch me play COD because I'm not a great player, and this is not the type of game that my community really enjoys. And that it's not all about like, there's a certain point of, hey, this is what my community likes. This is the kind of stuff my community likes, but I'm still going to play the games that I want to play. So I started playing Dead by Daylight. And then the community was just like, oh, you're playing Dead by Daylight? I actually really enjoy Dead by Daylight. Oh, hey. And now I'm playing a lot of Dead by Daylight to a crazy extent. I'm at almost 400 hours. And
it's a lot of hours.
I started playing right before the launch of skill-based matchmaking. So
catching up to me. I have like 535 hours.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm happy to stay a novice with those numbers, to be honest with you. I'm just so bad at it, though. It's like, I think that something would be like, if I suddenly got good at Dead by Daylight, what would be the point of me coming on to play Dead by Daylight, you know? Because I think, like, much as with podcasting, I think that the charm comes from the fact that I'm a complete idiot.
Okay. Hey, you know, at least you know yourself.
Yeah, that's half the battle. That's half the battle.
And part of it with you is it's like you get in there and those of us who have played a little bit or watched a whole lot of the content and stuff, like there's a certain point where we're just like, okay, yeah, we very much know what's going to happen. We know how to deal with this. We know how to like do these things. And I just hear, and it's almost like it's in the back of my mind, just, oh, fuck off. It's like, yeah, Druid, you all right there, bud? What the fuck am I supposed to be doing? And I'm just like, oh, buddy, it's okay.
Well, it's like the simplest idea, but the amount of times that I just like it's such a simple concept. I mean, it's really easy.
In theory, yeah.
But like then part like, you know, my frustration starts coming from like the fact that I'm just running around in a huge circle. That's like what I end up doing because I talk so much shit that like I distract myself from the game, and then next thing you know, there's like, you know, a classic horror villain who's put me on a spike, right. And I'm meant to be. I'm like, I'm not an angry person. Like I'm quite well known. You know, and in relationships in the past, there's been a real problem. I just don't get angry, which my significant others just can't stand. Like none of them have ever been able to stand that aspect because like they're like, we need to argue right now, and I'm like, no, it's cool. But like that game, like really uniquely brings out a side where I'm like, oh, fuck off, and like I don't want to, like, it's like uniquely frustrating. Standing at a generator, like, which I'm just like, fuck yourself anyway, because I'm like, this is like, you know, a job simulator. And then there's just like a guy dressed as Ghostface coming after me, and I'm like, fuck you, dude.
Sorry, that's Daddy. Sorry, Daddy.
Oh, Daddy. Yeah. Oh, right. Okay. I've been playing this wrong. I didn't realize I was meant to like subscribe to his OnlyFans to survive.
Correct.
And they're like, whoa. And he puts me on the spike. And he's like, and then
That's
and then
just
there's
foreplay.
there's a $30 paywall, and I'm like, well, I'm already paying the $4 a month. I've got to pay an extra $30 to watch myself get penetrated on a spike. I'm like, this game's a jit, man.
Penetrated. Okay.
And I chose my words carefully. Don't
great
don't
choice
worry.
of words.
Yeah, I'm the loquacious type. And you know, here's the thing. Like, I'm just like, I could have completed Metal Gear Solid 2 in the time that I've played Dead by Daylight, and I've achieved nothing in that time. Whereas, like, in 11 hours, I was able to like save the tank and the plant with no help from the Konami code.
Well, see, the thing I've noticed is like Dead by Daylight. So in my Call of Duty days, I stopped playing regular multiplayer because I would get so tilted. Like that was the one game that made me tilt harder than anything I have ever done as far as streaming goes. And so for me, I was really concerned about like, oh, I'm going to get super tilty with Dead by Daylight. And as a brand new player, I was one of those toxic players, and I completely recognize that. But I'm also at the point now where I'm just like, meh, it's fine. Like, you say things in the heat of the game, as long as you don't stray too far, you're fine. Like, in-game trash talk happens.
It does. It's instinctual. Like, you have to. Like, fuck you, dude. Or
right.
Like, sometimes you just cannot not do it.
Right.
But
it's just in that match. It's in that moment. You know what I mean? After that, you're like, okay, I'm fine. I got out, or I pipped, or whatever.
Right.
But I've never seen a game where people are like. Here's the funny thing about it is that if someone was the killer, then they'll go and seek you out if you're streaming and be like, "Hey, got you, buddy." So it's like all good.
Yeah.
Obviously.
And the thing with Dead by Daylight is you do get some very toxic people. And
you do.
Those are the people I'm very much just like, all right, cool, later. Me swinging that band hammer gives me
so much joy.
Such a sense of
so
just,
joyful. You're like, oh, man. Bye, bitch.
Yeah. Like
yeah.
It's just
so social justice Thor in the house.
Oh,
correct.
Yes. So I was talking to someone about the users that I've banned in my chat, because you can, if you're a Twitch streamer, you can actually see that list. If the accounts are still active, they will be listed. And I looked, and I have over like, not counting the follow bot accounts that weren't deleted yet. The last time I looked, I had like over 400 banned accounts in my chat.
Wow.
And I'm like,
nice.
Oh my God. Like, but of course I get a lot of people because I'm a camera streamer. I know you do the avatar VTube kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yes.
I
am
don't.
a VTuber.
And I love your VTube. It's adorable.
But she's the animated version of me.
Mm-hmm. And it's one of those things where it's like being a VTuber or a faceless streamer has its advantages, because I remember very early on everybody trying to fat shame me. And I'm like, bruh, you think I don't know that I am fat? Like, do you hear the way I exhale? Like, I know I'm fat. I know I'm fat. But I'm not like, I'm sorry that someone hurt you so bad that you got to come here and try to tell me something that's obvious. Like,
yeah, right.
But I also,
I know. But you also tell them thick thighs save lives ban, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I basically tell them, I'm sorry that someone hurt you so bad, but I'm not your mom. Go ask her for help. And like, I'm just like, usually just move on pretty quickly. But I know that like some camless and like faceless YouTube or streamers and YouTubers, they catch so much flack for it. But I know you, Meep, are fucking great. You are so quick with quips and like you're just like, oh hey, I gotta deal with something real quick, and then I just see the band hammer swing, and then I giggle and move on.
It's like the ultimate punishment for someone doing that is just to be quicker.
What I like to do is mostly ignore them.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just don't. I just like okay. Ta-da. Done.
Right.
Well, like what's happened in your life where you've not got the attention that you feel that you need, that you've got to go, and it literally never works. Here's the thing, like it's like a laborious undertaking. It literally never works because there's literally always a community in Twitch. There's always a community of people on hand that are just like, okay, that person's gone.
Right.
So what is being achieved? Are these the people masturbating on Omegle?
Yes.
Probably yes, absolutely. I once had 2 people come in at random and were like, "Why is your hair green?" I'm like, "What? Why? Like, why? Because I like green. It's my favorite color." And they're like, "Are you LGBTQ plus whatever, that kind of thing?" And I'm like, "Does it matter?" And then I was like, just quickly banned them because I know where they were going with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what hurt you so badly? I'm actually thinking about having a command now where I just like command like betterhelp.com. There you go. Have a nice day. I hope you find therapy.
Send them to BetterHelp. Do it because I don't like BetterHelp. Send them to BetterHelp.
I don't like BetterHelp either. Trust.
Like,
but like, find help.
I also remember the days when having green hair had nothing to do with being part of the LGBTQ community, and queering the gendered sexual norms was actually what led to that.
Right.
Rather than having like nature's bounty growing within each follicle, which I've no doubt, Meep, that's what you've got going on there in that luscious green avatar hair.
Actually, my hair is not actually green. My hair is actually green.
Yeah.
In real life. IRL. For real. Green.
So
I've seen pictures of you. It's actually
your avatar. Your avatar's representative of you.
Yes. My avatar is actually a photo of me that I popped into the machine, and it out popped that avatar.
You see, if I had an avatar, it would look like it would not look like me. I look like if I popped in a photo of myself, you would just be left with like a hairy version of the cartoon character Doug.
Doug.
Yeah, I look a little bit. Exactly. Yeah, I look like Doug Funny, or Shaggy from Scooby Doo.
All right.
So I would think my avatar would look something like Timothy Chalamet. That just like, rigid facial structure. Rather than like when someone's got their, when someone's like rolling out a pizza dough.
Mm-hmm.
My face looks like when it's like almost rounded, and then the pizzaiola's fist is in the midst of the dough. So my avatar wouldn't follow suit on that.
I don't. I'm trying to think of what my avatar would look like.
You should try it.
I don't know.
Like your avatar would look friendly as hell, man.
I'll give you the website I use.
Okay.
And you can try it and see how you feel.
Because so my profile picture on everything is a picture from 2019, early 2019.
So what you're saying is you need to update it, okay?
But
she's a catfish.
I don't take photos of myself is the thing. Like, I don't. It's never something I've done a whole lot. So, like, I know all these people who are just like, oh, I post a new picture of me going live every single time, and I'm like, you take photos of yourself? What?
Oh my god, like selfies. Like, I love it so much.
Like,
look at me.
Yeah, I'm like, what? Okay.
I'm so fucking cute. Click.
Right. Like, I don't. The last selfie I took, I think, was the day before my birthday, and I was taking pictures of what my hair looked like at the hair salon before I actually got it cut. No, I took a selfie at the airport for Druid. That's the last selfie I took.
What an honor.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
The
nice.
selfie I sent you from the airport.
I don't typically take a lot of selfies. Only when I'm feeling cute. I mostly take pictures of my cats. I definitely have hundreds and hundreds of photos of my cats.
Well, this is like I take photos of myself with a cat filter on, in the hope, and post them to Instagram in the hope that I'll get a merchandising deal with Savage Fenty, Rihanna's clothing brand.
Well, I think aren't you also trying to get Corpse's attention with those e-girls? Those cat girls are running. Yep.
Yeah. I'm running a whole bathwater scam here as well.
Yeah, you're like, ooh.
Oh wow! And then I'm like, I've seen Neon Genesis Evangelion Corpse, and he's like, "I'm gonna throw power on the track." Oh. And I'm like, oh, what a talent! What a singular talent! He's got such a low voice.
I actively feel bad for Corpse though, because the illness that he actually has. That
he's working it.
Do the big suck. That illness does do the big suck, but I was talking to Druid about this earlier this week. I go through phases of music where it's like, oh, I'm gonna listen to something a little bit lighter, or there's something a little bit poppy. And right now I'm just kind of in deep on some like metalcore, like I'm just in the trenches, just ready to fucking like headbang until like my hair stabs me in the face. Like I'm ready to fucking go. If you've ever headbanged hard enough that your hair is in a giant knot and starts poking you in the face, you know what I'm talking about. But
yeah, well, you get you know that feeling in the back of your neck the next day, the bangover.
Yes. Yes.
Very real. Yeah, the Metallica whiplash moment in the morning when you get up and you put your head under the shower and you realize Master of Puppets is still playing in your soul.
Still playing in your soul. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it happens.
I also go through music phases myself. I have been definitely into the metalcores lately. Metalcore is great.
It is.
I actually have very eclectic tastes. So
I feel like Meep, you and I are similar in so many ways. We've come to realize that we are two people that have a lot of things that just align in the interests and the senses of humor and the jokes and stuff, and I love it.
Fucking beautiful. I've not been listening to metalcore lately. I go through music phases as well. Right now, I'm on the kick of experimental fusion jazz.
Oh.
Yeah. And I keep saying every time I listen to stuff like this that I own a saxophone that I play poorly. And I listen to just anything with a saxophone in it automatically kind of has this gravitas to it that I can't ignore. Anything with a saxophone is a fucking winner for me. So yeah, expect me to lean into adult contemporary in the near future. I want to sound like fucking Steely Dan, man.
It's fucking wild because like I can tell what music I've really been like seeking out and listening to, because on my PC I have a YouTube tab open that is my mix of music. And if you're a YouTube music kind of person, you know what this mix is. But the top of the list is Bo Burnham's Kanye rant at the end of his Make Happy special. And it goes into then This Is America, Demons by, and then there's like a bunch of like Imagine Dragons, a little bit of System of a Down, Melanie Martinez, audio slave. Like, you can tell it's just like, what does this
Random.
bitch actually like? But then I popped up a brand new tab of my mix at the coffee shop yesterday, and it was all metalcore.
You're like, okay.
Yeah.
I get
Someone's in a mood right now. Yeah.
Yeah. So like the flesh tunnel, the flesh tunnel salsa dance in your heart that you're doing right now is like so real. I just hope the Avenged Sevenfold members know you exist.
Listen, okay, I have an Avenged Sevenfold hoodie still.
Oh, man.
I still own an Avenged Sevenfold hoodie.
Yeah, the greatest stage names in all of rock history, with M Shadows and Sinister Gates. I'm just waiting for like Savage Water Feature to do like a rap verse on it.
Once the Rev passed, Avenged Sevenfold got weird. Like, and I get it. They're dealing with the loss of one of their best friends.
I'll tell you what they did. The Rev died, and they went like fucking Iraq War music.
Yeah, they they went
that's
Five
what
Finger Death Punch. Like,
yeah, in a real way, like just fucking trash. They Monster Energy drink, fucking certified trash.
Yeah,
Certified trash.
and like when my brother-in-law came back from, every time he came back from any of his deployments, actually in the deserts of Iraq and stuff, like, I'd be like, so how much Five Finger Death Punch did you guys actually listen to? And he goes, more than I care to admit. And I was like, ha ha!
Yeah, my God.
But like,
how much money? Like, how many fit? Like, it's a shame that the American Army you can't wear like a fitted fucking hat when you're out there like doling out justice to the Eastern world.
dude, it's
Justice.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well,
Uh-huh.
that would have like quotation marks around it if I could do that with my voice.
Mhm.
That's justice. Street justice.
Yeah, it's
Hmm.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
I went through my own Five Finger Death Punch phase. Like, I did. I
mean,
think,
of course.
I mean, it's me. Let's be real here. I like Nickelback unironically, and
Oh fuck yeah.
Oh fuck.
only up to a certain point though. Early Nickelback, much better. But don't come at me.
Oh yeah.
It's fine.
Oh, the early stuff.
Fucking what is that album that
Nickelback, their
Photograph
early
is
days.
on? Yeah, right.
Look at this photograph.
It's
That
like
album was
it's
so bad.
it's like fucking it's like Nirvana played through your high school geography teacher's fucking like laptop that like hums like an AC unit.
See, okay. Here's I'm curious. Okay, your guys' opinions on Nirvana, your true, real opinions, and I will save mine for the end.
I love Nirvana, but because it's like a childhood thing. I was a 9-year-old listening to Nirvana. Okay.
Okay.
That's how I became me.
Yeah.
I became me.
That's very similar to me as well. I was like a Nirvana fanatic as a child. I remember, like, I got through music through my dad in a big way, and it was the first time my dad said, because he's a child of the 80s and loved all the like hair metal bands and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So he said, like, Nirvana's garbage, like, never listen to that shit. And that was
You're
the first.
Like, all right, bet.
Yeah, and that that first time where you go like, "Oh fuck you, Dad."
Right.
Like, it was me listening to Nirvana, made me pick up a guitar. And also I remember, like, I was so entrenched in the world of Nirvana that I got Kurt Cobain's journals and diaries. And what I will say for Kurt Cobain, if nothing else, is that guy was way ahead of his time on issues like race and gender. Mm-hmm. And the guy was like right on the money in, 30 years before.
He was murdered.
Yep.
Yeah. I would agree.
Mhm.
I would agree with you. Yeah, Courtney Love, you fucking bitch.
I was about to say, Courtney Love, how fucking dare you?
Yeah.
How fucking dare you?
How dare you take such an innocent soul from this world, Courtney Love? How dare you pay that money to like rob us? Because like, let's be honest, Kurt Cobain never released a bad album,
No.
and I'm
Nope.
pissed off. I'm pissed off at Courtney Love for enforcing Foo Fighters upon us. Because say what you like about Foo Fighters, it's math teacher music.
See, so my thought on Nirvana, I enjoy Nirvana. It's only been recently that I've been able to actually listen to Nirvana and not have a visceral anger reaction, because somebody I knew who was obsessed with Nirvana, like, she wanted to be in a Courtney Love, Kurt Cobain relationship with someone. Like,
She wanted to kill someone.
she wanted to be in a relationship that was deeply problematic. Like, she was one of those ones that idolized like that kind of stuff, and she thought that Kurt did it himself. Like, that's what she wanted out of life. And I was like, but she was utterly obsessed. So every time I heard Nirvana, I would get enraged because I would only think of her. It's only been recently that I've been able to listen to Nirvana and actually fucking listen to Nirvana. It wasn't, like listening to like Polly. And
Polly's great. Polly's
like,
great.
I didn't understand Smells Like Teen Spirit. I didn't understand a lot of that stuff when I was younger. And now, like, fucking 30 years old, I'm going back and listening to it, and I'm just like,
Heart-shaped box.
motherfucker. Oh, yeah.
And
That's one of my favorites.
which one was that?
Heart-shaped box.
Oh yeah, that's a great one. I love All Apologies.
All
Yeah.
Apologies is good.
Great tune. That third album's fucking great, man.
Well, and I had my mom, when I was in high school, she bought me the DVD of Nirvana Unplugged.
Oh shit.
And
Nice.
the Unplugged DVD has extras with everybody interviewed about Kurt being so specific about how the stage looked and just how neurotic Kurt was. And it discusses the theories of suicide versus suicide by Courtney. And because really dating Courtney Love is just suicide by Courtney. But
Right.
it was like, I remember sitting there in the middle, I mean, we lived in the middle of the country, and I had all the windows open, and I just had music blaring and stuff. But like, I remember watching that and like having one of those like late teens, early 20s, like existential moments of like, wow, this is really fucked up. Like, and just like having one of those moments, because like I knew Kurt Cobain had like died, quote unquote, shot himself. But I didn't fully, because I was dealing with all my own shit of being a teenager. And then I was just like, holy fuck. I think I still have that Unplugged DVD in my stuff. It was one of those things that I just kept. But thinking about Nirvana and like the music that shaped us as like kids and stuff. Because when I was really little, like my sister was listening to a lot of pop music and a lot of like dance music and stuff like that. Like I remember Lil' Kim being, something that was played a lot, and but like boy bands and shit like that. She was an NSYNC person, but she still loved the Backstreet Boys. But like, I remember hitting
That's really big of her.
Right?
It's really big of her. That's
Right.
really big of her.
She was being so generous.
Oh my God.
She's giving them a chance.
Right? But
If
like,
only everyone was like that, then the Backstreet Boys wouldn't have been so maligned.
but it was also like the Britney Spears and all that. And like at some point I did a hard pivot into my brother's music. And my brother had the Slipknot posters and the Tool posters and the Kitty posters, and like that was like the direction my brother went. And so like at some point I just like was like, nah fam, I'm throwing this bitch in reverse. Let's go.
Yeah.
And
Here's something. It's funny you mentioning Nirvana Unplugged. I would urge everyone to go out and check out. They've got on YouTube. They've got the rehearsal that Nirvana did before that performance.
Oh my god.
And it is crazy because they are clearly on fucking cocaine.
Mm-hmm.
In the recording, because all throughout it they are gurning their fucking jaws off.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy to see. Kurt Cobain is like, just keeps like doing that, the 90s rave fucking chewing the inside of your cheek thing.
Mm-hmm.
And even Dave Grohl's at it.
Yeah.
Absolutely, just gold standard footage. Rename him Gurn Cobain right now. That's an official petition.
Oh, and one thing you said, Foo Fighters are fucking math teacher music. The one thing I like about the Foo Fighters is Dave Grohl puts a message behind everything. And I think the best music, there's a message behind it. Whether it's subtle or whether it's in your face. And that's just because I'm one of those people that's just like, I understand the meaning behind that. That makes sense. Like, I'm one of those people. But if you look at any of the Foo Fighters tunes out of the last 5 years, or no, longer than that now, God, I forget the time moves.
I know, right?
Out of the last, 7 to 10 years, there's fundraisers attached to all of them, and they change periodically. That's something that's actively managed, which is fucking wild. Like, I, at the coffee shop, ended up listening to the Pretender on YouTube, and $65,000 raised on a link to a music video for the Foo Fighters. And that's just passive. It's not promoted. It's not out there. I think that shit is fucking cool.
That is really cool.
That is cool, and like I can't knock it, but also, like, can I just say though, they called their band the Foo Fighters. Sounds like a band that Barney the Dinosaur would start on like a fucking Christmas special. Okay, we're gonna call ourselves the Foo Fighters. Like, what the fuck is it? Like, more like the Pooh Shiters. Starters. Second, like, I don't know. Here's the thing with Nirvana. Nirvana was breaking boundaries and had a lot to say for itself. And I'm not saying that Foo Fighters don't have something to say, but there's something about that, like, leaning into the middle of the road, like, rock music that I don't like about it. But then again, do I really want to go on another tirade and out myself as like either a hipster or an out and out hater on the podcast yet again? Maybe I don't.
It's just a controversial yet brave statement. It's fine.
Very brave, very brave.
Well, I would say that, like, I see they're like not that far removed from like Kings of Leon to me, and not that the two bands sound the same, just that like lane it operates in, and not to sound like I don't like things that are popular. Okay, it's not that. It's like it's not that I don't like things that are popular, because like many popular things are like the best things in life. Look at making love with someone that loves and respects you. That's pretty fucking hot to trot.
All right.
If I don't say, spoiler alert. But there's something about, like, that Foo Fighters in the world of rock music follows this line of becoming the populist effort, in that I don't think it necessarily has the biggest amount of imagination to it. I don't think it breaks like boundaries. For me, like, as a piece of art, then it becomes like not the most interesting thing. And it's not to say it's bad, it's just like not for me.
Well, so it's funny because every genre of music has that where you have actual like it's not like the boy band where it's like, oh, it's these five guys that all sing together. That's a group of five dudes who sing over someone else's music. I don't consider them musically, yes, they're artists and they are talented, but they are not a band to me unless they are doing everything a cappella and like their guitarists, their drummers, their bassists, those people don't get as much fame and success outwardly as like when you look at
it's quite funny that you say that because I've got the perfect thing to like demonstrate what you're about to say. And I would put it in the resources folder right now if my computer wasn't really slow. So I'll urge you to search this footage out, Ginger.
Okay.
But have you ever heard of a band called Take That? A boy band from the UK called Take That?
Mm-mm.
I have.
Points on the board for me, by the way, for hearing about Take That. Take That in the 90s covered Smells Like Teen Spirit. And I would urge you right now to go and check that out.
I'm looking at it right now.
Wasn't Robbie Williams from that band?
Yes.
Robbie Williams is from Take That, yeah. And really excited to hear that Robbie Williams has a one of those kind of musical like biopic movies coming out where they have a bunch of his songs to explain his life. Because that guy's a fucking national treasure, man.
Well, well, where I was going with that, and I've got it pulled up, and I'll take a listen to it. But the thing,
well, if you play it, it'll play through your OBS, and I'll be able to. It'll play over the audio.
The one thing I got to be careful of though is with this kind of stuff on YouTube, it can keep it from being uploaded. Period.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, we're fucking serious business now.
I know.
Serious. Absolute serious. Professionals over here.
I know. But it's, looking at boy bands versus, like, Nirvana. We know who Dave Grohl is. We know who Kurt Cobain... Like, we know the band members of Nirvana. And we know the band members of, like, for me, like, the Red Hot Chili Peppers and stuff like that. Like, I know I can put faces and names to those people. The band that toured with NSYNC when they did, this whatever tour, I don't know who any of those people are. But when you look at, it's so funny because that band that I sent you yesterday, Villain of the Story, there's some big metalcore artist that was reacting to them. And he called them the equivalent of pedestrian everyday and just ripping off everybody else. There is no way to make 100% fully unique music or
can we change that to art or expression of any kind?
You can't.
What's it called? It's called a palimpsest. And a palimpsest is basically, if you see writing on like a stone tablet and you were to like put a piece of paper and a pencil and start sketching out, you'd be able to see what was written on that stone tablet, and that's the palimpsest of it. And that's all art.
Yeah.
And Roland Barthes, literary critic Roland Barthes, and we're about to go highbrow here. Roland Barthes, literary critic, part of the post-structuralist movement in the 1960s. He came up with a very revolutionary piece that is a reference to death called The Death of the Artist, where he makes the point, and I agree with this point wholeheartedly, that art is nothing but a tissue of citations. And basically what it means by that is anything creative as it exists is just a mesh of what has come before and its influences.
Mm-hmm.
It's facts. That's absolute facts. If you consider the fact with like art, music art, I'm going to use that term very loosely in this particular context because a lot of the pop music is just copies of copies of copies
Yeah.
of copies.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And what do we know about copies of copies of copies of copies? They don't turn out very well.
Yeah,
No,
they make for shit Matrix villains.
they do.
Correct. They do.
They do.
Absolutely make shit Matrix villains.
Upgrades.
There's no real original thought anymore, if I'm being honest.
No.
Well, I'll
Especially in the business when they want to just make money.
Exactly. I'll put you to Dua Lipa, who has 2 lawsuits going right now concurrently, where she's basically been found out to have been stealing entire songs from people.
Yeah. And
Yep.
that I'm a firm believer of giving credit where credit is due. And when I tell people about the kind of art that I do, like when I say art, I mean like paint on a canvas.
Yeah.
People assume that I'm just painting something that I see in front of me, or I'm doing a standard portrait. And the one thing that makes me feel a little bit better is I'm going to have a hard time finding someone who does abstracts the way that I do, but I know somebody has to.
Same, actually, because I also do paint on canvas, the abstract, and it's much different than anything I've ever seen. So
Right, but I do abstract representations of people, how I see them in my mind. And somebody else out there, I'm sure, does the exact same thing. I'm pretty sure Meep probably does.
But
I don't do that.
No?
Here's the thing, even if what you've created is unique, it's, in terms of abstract painting, think of it like this. What you're doing is, like, with that freedom of expression of abstract and putting colours to canvas in a way that you understand but requires interpretation. It is part of like the journey of what led it to that, because until the Renaissance they didn't understand how to paint in 3 dimensions. Everything was like flat.
Yeah.
And then it gets to the point where like photography gets invented, and then you've got things like Impressionism, like Claude Monet becomes prevalent, and then Cubism becomes prevalent in like artists like Pablo Picasso, and then but not to say that what you're doing isn't original, but it's part. Had those things not been in place, then you wouldn't have the perspective to be able to throw things in that abstract way on it.
Yeah.
That's true.
And it because literally there was a point where nobody was able to even paint in 3 dimensions, even though they could see that in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's part of that journey. It's and that's what like separates, like, what we're saying about copying things that came before and coming up with your own ideas. It's taking like what you understand art to be, and then building on it and using it as
the evolution of art is what you're saying.
Yeah. And if it doesn't evolve, then there's no point in it being replicated again and again and again.
Right.
As far as the music industry, though, the music industry, I feel like that is de-evolving.
Yeah.
It is and it isn't. Music's in this like difficult position right now, in that I feel that what overshadows the spirit of the creation of the piece in itself is actually the politics of how it's marketed and how it's put out, and how artists are expected to make money on it. But you could say the same thing's happening with art in NFTs. Some of the biggest selling artworks of the last year aren't like great works of art that are going to make you scratch your head. It's like a Pepe the Frog.
Right.
We at this point in time, I would argue that I've said it again and again, and I'll say it again now, is that we have changed the way that we look at media. We've changed the way that we look at art, and we have put it under this umbrella term of content.
Mhm.
And content actually has very different, like if you think about the meaning of the word in the dictionary as it stands itself, like content is something that is a lot more disposable and doesn't require a lot of thought. And I think that actually mirrors the way that we intake information of all kinds, is that everything is so easy to us.
Mhm.
So then the depth of like feeling in that creation process isn't championed in maybe the way that it used to be, in lieu of there being like an easy fix
Yeah.
and an easy way to like stop thinking about art critically and just start like thinking, I think that's funny for 60 seconds and then forgetting about it.
Well, I haven't been able to watch a lot of current TV and movies and stuff. I only recently watched the Squid Games about a month ago. And I don't consume a lot, partially because I'm very busy. I've got a lot of shit that I do. Nights off are not really something I take from anything, and I get told a lot that I need to take more time off and take time away.
Take some time for you. Mm-hmm.
But when I sit down to watch a TV show or a movie, I'm not on my phone. I'm not playing a game on my iPad. I'm not doing any of that. I am focused solely on what's on the screen in front of me. And I think that kind of fucks with people sometimes, because like when my roommate walks into the living room and I'm watching the TV, I'll pause what I'm watching to have our conversation, because I want to devote my attention to her and then be able to devote my attention back to the TV show without rewinding.
Right.
And like, I still take that old school kind of classic look. When I'm watching someone stream, I am active, I am chatting, I'm doing my thing. But if I'm trying to edit a video, I'll have streams open and lurking, but I'll have no idea what the fuck is actively going on. Because there's something about me where it's like, no, I need to devote my attention to this, and then I can devote my attention to this. And we joke a lot about me potentially having like ADHD or something of that nature. And that's the one thing where it's like the amount of hyperfixation I have to get something done.
Yeah.
I think greatly counteracts, that, but the chaos that is in my brain all of the time is kind of edges back the other way. But
That's relatable. I can feel that.
But it's like, don't you think that we see things like these conditions become more prevalent, and a part of that is it's more understood,
right?
So we come to expect it, but then also like it's a symptom of how we live now, as far as I'm concerned, in that how else do you expect somebody's brain to react to just such a wide and encompassing plethora of overstimulation that we have to deal with, like in modern times.
Mm-hmm.
And imagine being like a kid, to being like developing your brain in this time, in like fast fixes for information, and
there's just so much content that you have to consume.
There's just so like, of course it becomes more prevalent in that system, because it's like the way that the world works is now geared towards you not paying attention to what you want to pay attention to for more than a minute, because you're advertised to in a very specific and intrusive way. You're expected to there's like, as someone that works in a school, damn, I'm being so serious, this is very strange. There's this like impetus on young people, and as someone that works with young people, like obviously every day of my life, like I see that there's this like pressure on them to like intake all this information all the time, in a time when they're still developing, and of course they can't focus.
Right.
Of course you can't focus in a system where every once in a while, in regular intervals, you're expected to stop what you're doing and have a call to action to something else. Because like advertising has always been intrusive on art and media ever since it began.
Mm-hmm.
But the way that it calls to action now in a way that it didn't before, because you can interact with that advertising as it goes out.
Yeah.
So of course you're looking the other way constantly, and of course this has a ramification on the way that people fucking operate.
Yeah, it's fucking wild, and that's why I'm shocked that this podcast does as well as it does, because we sit here for hours and talk, just having a conversation with someone, no matter what the conversation ends up being, whether it's all dick jokes and stories about drinking, or
I love a good dick joke.
Stick joke. Got wood.
Or if it's something, a little bit more serious. Like, we've had some jokes, we've had some laughs, and we're talking a little serious. The fact that people even just take the time to like sit and listen to us just like spew words out of our mouth holes for hours at a time, like it's crazy to me, because you look at like TikTok and how everybody was so resistant to TikTok allowing people to do 6-minute long videos, because then you might as well make a YouTube video. But no, YouTube's for longer videos. Well, now YouTube does shorts. It's like,
and now TikTok does like 60-second videos.
Yeah, it's.
Here's a hot take. I have a theory. Are you ready for this?
Bring it.
Because we're talking about content and how there's so much content, how it's hard to focus. With TikTok, it's even harder to focus because you just like, you watch one and just go on and you kind of fall down this fucking rabbit hole. And then by the time you realize that, you're like, fuck, I've been looking at videos for 2 goddamn hours. What have I been doing with my life?
Yeah, does time ever slip away in like a more depressing way than in those moments?
I know, right? You're like, well, I guess I'm here now. Mm-hmm. My theory is that they do it on purpose.
Yes.
By they, I mean they do it on purpose so you don't focus on anything else important.
Yeah, I can.
It's distractions.
Kind of yeah.
Well, no, they literally socially engineer those sites to keep you on them longer. I literally am reworking an entire website at my day job right now to make people stay on our website and click deeper into our website in the hopes that they will spend money. That is literally what I'm doing right now with this website on my job.
That's so funny. It's so funny you mentioned that, Ginger, because actually I've just been reminded of the fact that we have a
narrator dialogue. Okay, but exiting narrator.
Nice.
Oh God!
So give us your money now. If you've made it this far, and keep clicking through and listen to the other episodes. They're great.
Yeah. Listen to all the things. Listen to them all. Pay all the money.
Yes. But
do that.
It's like the thing with it all, like TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, everything. They want, any website wants you to stay on there and be present. Yeah. It's super funny. You look at, so there's a site called Twitch Tracker, so you can see your...
Yep.
You can see your standings in all of Twitch. And it will tell you on Twitch Tracker the average amount of time you spend watching other people's streams.
Yep.
Oh, dear.
Mine peaked at 50 hours a day was spent on Twitch.
That's insane.
Right.
That's some serious, like, you could have been making blood points in that time.
But what it is I almost always have at least 2 streams open, lurking and supporting my friends quietly. The Twitch homepage, because I refer to that for a lot of things, various things throughout the day, because my boss asks a lot about my stream. But then I have my own stream manager open. So right now I have 3 Twitch tabs open. Stream manager, homepage, and then a singular stream that I am lurking in. Like, I am on...
Don't worry, Meep. I'm in the moment.
Listen. But I also have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 YouTube tabs open. YouTube on my phone is open to a different video. I have my email.
Content all the time.
Literally. And then I have, the recording software for this open. Like, it never fucking stops. And
never stop, not stopping.
Yeah,
Right?
we're literally creating content right now while you're looking at content.
Yeah. And it's so funny because somebody said, you can't detach, can you? And I said, bullshit. I went home to visit my family and I turned off the Wi-Fi connection to my phone, which meant I had 0 service.
Oh, fuck.
And 0 Wi-Fi. I was completely disconnected for 4 days. What makes you think I can't do it? Just because I put out so much content? I grew up not having internet and computers and, anything modern. Like,
we're the last generation of that, though.
We are. And it's fucking wild to me. My older nephew, he, so I stayed with my sister, her husband, and the 2 boys, for a day and a half while I was home visiting. And the older nephew, he was like, yeah, I'm gonna watch TV. Hey, can I do this? Hey, Mom, do you think I could borrow your phone and just like watch a couple of videos? And she has raised him to be like, all right, you're done watching videos. And he just hands her back the phone, doesn't ask for it again, doesn't throw a fit, doesn't nothing. He is kind of a big old kiss ass, but...
If you're listening, little bitch.
No, he's my little nerd and he knows I love him. But it's like, there's a little bit of like the people who have kids who are from our generation, they are, I think, some of the last bastions of hope for being able to disconnect from your phones and the internet.
You say that, though. You say that. I mean, try getting your hair cut and the kid's in the barber chair crying his eyes out, and then they're like, I'll get you a toy if you stop crying in the barber chair. And he's like, no, fuck you. I hate you, Dad. And he's like, okay, I'll let you watch a little bit of YouTube. And he's like, all right, then. I love you.
Those aren't real parents.
Yeah, you can be a dad or you can be a father.
It's like controversial yet brave opinion. If you just shove an iPad or something like that in front of your kid's face to get them to be compliant,
it's a hard no.
You caused that, so I don't want to hear no bitching about it.
Yeah. It's all on you. It's all on you.
Yeah.
This is why one of the reasons why I don't have children.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. I have cats instead of kids, and it's a beautiful life.
I mean, they're little assholes.
Everybody wants to be a cat.
Oh my god, I haven't thought of that song in forever. Oh my god, I used to love
everybody.
I'm a kitty cat.
I mean, like,
dance, dance.
Yeah.
Cat. I'm a kitty cat. And a meow, 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 and a meow, meow, meow.
I mean, like, here we are, like, the content machine unravels in front of us.
Yeah. But
I'm a kitty cat. And what's it? Snope, Severus Snape.
Dumbledore.
There we go.
3 references to internet. Well, okay, 2 references to internet culture. And 1 reference to a Disney movie in the span of a minute.
Yeah, I move away from the mic so I can breathe. Wait a second, wait, here it comes. Chocolate rain.
Oh my god.
Listen, my generation created memes.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean,
For better or worse.
I remember the memes before they were memes.
Yep.
Facts.
I remember.
Ceiling cat decrees it.
Mm-hmm.
I remember.
Do you guys know what Homestar Runner is?
Yes.
Okay.
I know what Homestar Runner is.
I do not.
Do you remember Trogdor?
Yes, I remember Trogdor.
Trogdor!
We used to run through the high school main hallway, me and a bunch of the other CS guys, and just yelling Trogdor.
It sounds like a wild time.
That shit came out when I was like 15, 16 years old.
Yeah.
Which was 84 years ago.
It's been 84 years. Yeah, it's fucking wild. Because, like, you think of, like, viral things and, like, newsworthy things from, like, the early stages of the internet. I may have been on an old internet rabbit hole earlier today. Talking about...
You're like, gotta bone up before Meep. Gotta bone up on all the old things.
No, I'm talking, like, world.com MMO.
Uh-huh.
Old internet stuff. Like, stuff even predating that. Like, I fell down an internet rabbit hole of those kinds of things back, when it was Windows 95. And these are things...
That's a real positive step for you.
These are things that I do have memories of, like, from being little. Like, kids I knew, their parents being into that kind of stuff. But we didn't have internet at my mom's house until I was 16. This was late 2000s. We didn't have internet, and we had dial-up.
I had dial-up growing up.
Yeah.
Now I have a gig line. It's beautiful.
Right? Gig lines are fire.
Mine's pretty sexy, not gonna lie.
I love it.
Everything the light touches will one day be your bandwidth.
Yeah.
Basically.
It's fucking wild. Like, and it's not that, like, I definitely love the fact that I grew up so disconnected from, like, a lot of TV and, like, cell phones and the internet and stuff like that. Like, I grew up very disconnected from those things. So, like, for me, it's like, oh, fuck. I left my, my iPad at home, or I left the charger cable and the bitch is dead. Oh, well, I'm not walking over to the gas station and buying a $25 cable that I'm going to use once that works, all of the 3 times you ever use it and then it breaks. Like, I can survive without things. Now you look at my gaming setup and you're like, really? Are you sure about that?
Well, for me, growing up, I obviously grew up in ancient times, but I grew up, like, my generation was the out late until dark, ride your bikes around the whole town, come home when it gets dark out, like that kind of thing. It was from a small town.
I'm looking forward to the next season of Stranger Things as well.
That's basically it.
Yeah.
Although it wasn't quite the 80s, but
well,
it's not unlike that though.
Oh, the 90s were just the 80s with more Richard Simmons.
My first cell phone was when I was 18. It was a Nokia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nokia never says die.
Yeah.
If you were not playing Snake 2, you were a piece of shit.
Absolutely playing Snake. Yeah.
Playing Snake. Otacon.
Giggity. Oh, you mean on the phone? Sorry.
Yeah. Jesus Christ! I mean, you play Snake however you want, man. It's like I'm moving the snake against the barriers, and it feels good.
Well, see, you had the experience of being able to, like, ride your bike around the neighborhood. We, like, where I lived,
I was not just the neighborhood, but go on.
well,
I literally ride it with my bike, like, all the way across town and all the way back. Like, it was insane. My parents didn't care. They're like, as long as you're back by dark. I'm like, all right, bet.
Right. But
yeah.
I lived so far out in the country that, like, if you rode your bike, you were by car. It took 20 minutes to the nearest pop machine.
Yeah.
Like I
Pop.
lived,
Pop.
yeah, soda, carbonated sugar
Oh,
water.
what was it over there? Sarsaparilla.
That's what it felt like some fucking times. But
I'll have I'm gonna grab my bike for 40 minutes and have a sarsaparilla on the other side, and then I'm
And
gonna
then
go
on
right
your
back.
bike ride home, you'd see like the little tumbleweeds. I'm like, fuck.
but see,
Yeah,
like
then I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna go on a Cached Newgrounds page.
grounds. But like
Oh man.
you couldn't ride your bike on the road because it was so country that there were no lines. So people just like drove wherever they wanted on the road unless somebody else was there. And there were so many blind hills and curves and stuff. Like you
Sounds
just-
like where I'm from too. Yeah. Except like when I was a kid, I was living in town, and then like my teenage years, my parents moved me out to the middle of fucking nowhere. Bumfuck Egypt, as they say.
Mhm. But that
And I had to get a car.
that was literally my mom had possession of the house from when I was 3 up until about 2 years ago. So
Okay.
like that was always my constant. Like mom always lived there. My dad moved around so much that like it's like, "Oh yeah, I just learned the neighborhood. Oh, we're moving again. Okay, bye." Like, I mean, if there
I
was even
gotcha.
a neighborhood. So like I don't have the like I'm pedaling on my bike as fast as I can, be a fast as fuck boy trying to get home before like it gets dark and I get in trouble, and like I've thrown the bike down in the front yard. I'm here, mom. Don't yell at me. Like I don't have any of that.
Mm.
It's hey, why don't you walk over to the neighbor's house a quarter of a mile away and get your dad because he's obviously drunk and it's dinner time. Like it's I'm sorry, that was a very specific memory.
That's
that
very
just, like,
specific.
Yeah,
flooded
it's okay.
flooded my brain. But like
Apparently, this is its own kind of therapy.
Memory
apparently-
unlocked.
Well, so we had this neighbor that he worked on like race cars, but like the ones you see at like the
Derbies?
county fair and derbies and stuff
Yeah,
like
derbies.
that. And
Spoiler alert! It's Doc Brown.
Got to make sure this thing goes to 88 miles per hour.
right,
That's very important.
1.21 gigawatts. Like, shut up! You're fucking drunk.
right. But like it was, Dad would not even pull all the way up the road to get to the house and then walk over to the neighbor's house. He would pull up to the neighbor's house and then go walk into his garage and just open the fridge and get a beer. It didn't matter where the neighbor was because the neighbor would eventually either come out of his house to hang out and talk to my dad, or he would get out from like underneath the car, or, you know, get out from under the hood. And then it would be like dinner time and it was, Ginger, go over to the neighbors and get your dad. He's been there for 3 hours. And
You
then,
go. What about those Steelers, huh?
oh God, don't you dare say that dirty word. not in my house. We're Browns fans, goddammit.
What about those Browns, huh?
That's eventually what it ended up boiling down to. But like, that was the thing. You just walked into your neighbor's garage and opened the fridge and grabbed a beer or grabbed a pop, like me as a kid grabbing a popsicle from them. It was nothing. And now it's like, oh my God, I stepped on my neighbor's grass. Oh God, don't let them get mad at me. Like, fuck.
Yeah, the amount of people listening at home that just hear us just saying like, "This used to be orange groves as far as the eye could see."
Right?
Basically.
I remember when malls used to be malls, and we'd go and hang out with our friends and have a Slurpee.
Do
And nowadays, I just wait for my Amazon package and check crypto
That is so,
on my phone.
I feel so seen right now.
dude, exactly.
Yeah.
I feel so seen.
You remember the days we used to have a strange sex offender next door that our dad was unconscionably friends with?
Oh,
Ah, yes! Mr. Brown from next door. How you doing, Ginger?
oh God, gross.
Hey, how about those Browns this year?
Oh God, gross. Gross.
Hey, that was good.
It's so funny. Friend of the podcast, Lila, she came to visit a few weeks ago. Well, about a couple months now. Now that I think about it, it feels like only yesterday. And she wanted to go walk around the mall because the city I live in has 3 malls. 2 of them are dying. And
did you say Lila or did you say Robin Sparkles? I'm sorry.
Lila.
Okay. Let's go to the mall.
Pretty fucking much. It's just like, what do you want to do today? I want to go check out that one store in the mall that we didn't go to. All right, fine. I spent more time in the mall the week she was here than I have in the last 5 years.
I avoid the mall every time.
And but she is also almost a full decade younger than me.
Aww.
So I have to remember that, when I was her age, going to the mall was still something that you frequently did. If you lived near enough to one. But, it's not, oh man. Now it's fuck, I gotta go to the mall. I gotta go buy pants. Oh, shit. Do they have any online? In-store only? No? Fuck.
Pick up.
Right. Yeah. And it's fucking crazy. She was just like, let's go to the mall. Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? And I was like, you know what? I'm fucking 30 years old. We can go to the mall. I'm going to make fun of you the whole time. Even my 14-year-old little sister loves to go to the mall. And then I embarrassed the fuck out of her in a Bath and Body Works. And it was glorious. But that's what she
Did you get her that cucumber melon lotion that everybody loved back in the day?
No, she's got enough of it on her own. This kid's got a fucking Bath and Body Works addiction.
Oh shit.
No, so we were smelling candles and I was describing them in
weirdly,
the way
weirdly wholesome.
Yeah. But
smelling candles.
Mm-hmm.
And I have this thing when I'm smelling something, I describe it in a specific way where you know exactly what I mean, but it makes no fucking sense. It's just why is that associated with a smell? And then you smell it and you're like, holy fuck, you're right.
Yeah, this crawdaddy smells like my grandma.
But no, we were smelling candles and I was like, this one smells like Dad fresh from a shower. And she goes, oh my God, you're right. And I'm like,
I absolutely hate that.
Oh yeah, but my dad has used the same shampoo and body wash soap.
Tell me it's not Axe.
No,
Okay.
It's not Axe. He switched off of VO5 shampoo and conditioner when I hit my teen years because I didn't have my own shampoo and conditioner for a while. Because he moved so much. I didn't have my own. And he switched off of it and he switched to a Head and Shoulders and he's used the same Head and Shoulders for probably 16, 17 years. But there was a smell, one of these candles just kind of smelled like just what I remember Dad smelling like fresh from a shower.
Hey, that smells like my dad.
And it's so fucking weird to say, but when someone's fresh from a shower and you could just tell they have they smell different, okay? I'm fucking weird. I know. Cancel me. I don't care.
I'm sorry.
People smell different after they shower. They smell clean.
Yeah,
all you're thinking of is clean.
Yes.
I'd be so pissed off if I didn't smell different after a shower. I'd want my money back.
I would be visibly upset.
Can you take all the hydrating bullshit from my body until I look like an Egyptian corpse?
Listen, okay.
Now how do I smell, bitch?
So
you smell like sandalwood.
Oh, I do love sandalwood though.
Sandalwood 454 at the local mall
And
in the Candle Emporium at the Wax Shack.
Fuck, I hate it.
So
at the Wax Shack. Really getting on my wick.
Yeah. Well, so I'm walking through Bath and Body Works with my little sister, and she makes a hand gesture, and you can use your imagination. she was in a non-sexual way. She was making a hand gesture, and then I was just like,
candles are for wankers.
And I'm just like, really? Yeah, and I started mimicking her hand gesture. And there's this dude who's been listening to us the whole time because I'm not being quiet. Why the fuck would I? And she goes to like turn and walk away, and she's just so like fucking embarrassed that she knocks like 8 body sprays off of a shelf. And I couldn't stop myself from doubling over laughing. Like, I just lost it. I was laughing already at her just like being beat red. And the dude just like stops and like helps her like pick everything up, and he's like, I'm so glad I'm not the only person who's done this, like knocked things over in a store before. And I'm crying. Everybody is staring at her, and she is red. And I'm just like, I love you, kiddo. She goes, I hate this. Let's get out of here. I'm buying my things and we're leaving. And I'm just dying even more.
Hey, doesn't your embarrassment sure smell like Dad when he gets out of the shower?
Like, and then I made fun of her the whole rest of my trip. Just like, did you knock over the Bath and Body Works body sprays that you have on your shelf, kid? She's got like 20. And she's got like 40 of those little baby hand sanitizers that they have. And like, this kid has an addiction. And so I hope every time she walks into Bath and Body Works now, she thinks of that incident and she thinks of me. Just destroying her.
I hope she has a negative emotion towards her journey to cleanliness. I hope that she has, like, when she slaps that VO5 on, I hope she realizes that she smells like clean daddy.
Oh,
Daddy?
Daddy's tool shed. Daddy's horrible, disgusting tool shed.
Daddy, sorry, Daddy.
Daddy's garage is so well stocked.
No.
Where's that wood glue, man? Dad. Where's that wood glue so Daddy can put together the broken pieces of my life that I left at Bed Bath and Beyond? When I went to Bed Bath and Beyond, and then I found myself just fixated and staring at the Beyond. Because I'm old as fuck. And now I'm staring into the Beyond and wondering, hey, do the tags on these towels, like, they don't have the friction I need to incense the mind. But damn, that douche sure smell like Daddy's clean balls.
Oh. Yup. So why don't we move on to guest questions?
Well, I mean, we can if you want. If you, sorry, too real? He's done it. He's done it again. I mean, like, I was hella serious earlier, so I had to like say something about testicles just to like offset, because like we can't be too friendly here. No. I've got more questions for me. You want to go to guest questions?
Well, fine. I'm just trying to think. I'm just trying to think about, everybody's time. Okay.
Everybody's time. So this is like, I'm sorry you've got to listen to Mommy and Daddy fight, podcast listeners.
Mommy?
Like, just turn the radio on.
Sorry, Daddy? Sorry.
Yeah, just turn the radio on and listen to Achy Breaky Heart on 11 on the stereo and pretend that we're not having this. I'm just gonna ask.
Don't tell my heart, my achy breaky heart.
I mean, I can feel your heart breaking.
Mommy and Daddy are fighting again.
I'm literally feling this. And I don't
that was such a window. That was such a window into like actual Miley Cyrus.
Yep.
And then like Billy Ray, man, Achy Breaky Heart. And then he like gets to collaborate with Lil Nas X.
Old Town Road? What the fuck is even that? I don't.
Yeah. I mean, like, the background
shit I grew up on. Come on.
It's the background. How many Minecraft montage videos do you think that's been in the background of?
Oh, dude.
Oh no!
As
Oh,
people
no.
like, strip mine out a bit of like full diamond. Hey, my home on Hotel Road. Billy Ray, man, like sire to Miley.
Sire.
He threw the tadpoles and it stuck and it made the Miley.
It did. That's a thing that happened.
That's like some good mileage.
God damn it.
Do you remember like Miley Cyrus, the wrecking ball herself?
The wrecking ball.
Yeah, we all used to talk about Miley Cyrus as if she was like culturally irrelevant. Like, is that still happening, or is she like lost in the fog of like 1 part 60-second pasta dishes on TikTok?
See, I feel like Miley she went down the same trajectory as Gaga, where it's like, yes, I'm just a cool, sweet, innocent, whatever, and then I'm going to just fucking 180 that shit to the other extreme,
light everything on fire and start over.
And then I'm settling now back in the middle, where I can still be provocative and boundary pushing, and then I can still, put on a nice business suit and hang out. Or like just sit down and have some drinks with the gals and just like chill out. Like, I feel like it's the innocent the innocent to chaos trajectory.
Well, 100% Hannah Montana to like profane banana.
Yeah.
But that's just how my brain's working right now. But what we'll say is that Party in the USA, that song's my guilty pleasure. I'll say it here live to an audience. That song fucking rips.
Party in the USA.
Hey, whoa, powerful stuff.
So man. I throw my hands up. They're playing your
my song. Butterflies fly away. Boop, boop. Not in my head like, yeah. What a tune. Wrecking Ball sucks, man.
Although I do enjoy that performance of Anne Hathaway doing that on that lip sync battle.
Oh my god.
It's great stuff.
I mean, but that's Anne Hathaway, that's why.
I mean, that's why. She could get it. Sorry. Go on.
Well, I think she knows it. We know it. Underused since the Dark Knight Rises, Anne Hathaway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And there was something about the way she whispered to Christian Bale that like, that when she was like,
there's
talking
a storm.
About the storm coming mist away. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ.
You're like Molly? Sorry, Molly?
Yeah. No, I've not got that particular thing going on, where like I've got the mummy thing going on. And like no matter how many times Pornhub has tried to like foist that into like my interest circle, it's been I can't think of anyone I'd rather sleep with less than my mom. Spoiler alert. I don't know, like it's like that great talk show host episode. I can't remember who the fuck it was. Probably Howard Stern, given the fucking material. But when they were saying like, "Oh, there's incest porn's happening right now." That's what the mute button was invented for, and I'm like, I'm with that. You can't keep the sound on and that shit.
Yeah.
Like, you with your mummy, big boy? I'm like, no.
Ugh.
Like, absolutely not. I'm with Anne Hathaway in her Oscar in her like Oscar-winning performance in Les Miserables, and I'm touched. I'm not masturbating. I'm touched. Touch it in a different way.
It's I can't. My brain just hurts. I just
Sorry, that, like as a string as a string of words that could have been like put together. Like I chose the worst.
no, it's I just Anne Hathaway is someone that I ironically don't think about very often. Like I don't know. I haven't seen I haven't watched Anne Hathaway in something. I don't even think did I. Oh my god, I haven't seen The Dark Knight Rises. Now that I think about it.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
that's like my Bane, my like rip roaring Bane impression would be lost on you.
well, see, I've seen clips, but I haven't even seen like Dark Knight Rises. I saw.
Oh, so you've not seen The Dark Knight Rises?
That's great.
How absolutely dare you, Ginger man?
I know.
Harvey Dent?
It's
Harvey Dent was lying to you.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I had to throw an impression in here somewhere.
yeah, we had to get at least one.
The only impression I've thrown in here so far is a comment about Impressionist art by Claude Monet.
Also, you mentioned Picasso earlier, and I just wanted to say I was born on Picasso's birthday.
How abstract.
I know, right?
You absolutely.
Although I prefer his blue period, but I digress.
Well, and what a period it was! I mean, like just everything blue in one. A faint silhouette of a ballerina in blue. Absolutely beautiful. Picasso really wove a world with his art.
I think it was the absinthe.
Yes.
It was, and copious amounts of it as well. Like the magic mushrooms of the Gertrude Stein artistic French school, as we all know. Wait.
What was that, Harvey Dent? You liked the blue period?
God damn it.
You're the Picasso period Gotham deserves.
That's great.
What a muddling performance, by the way. Like, let's eat so much like raw gammon that we turn into the shape of a male hourglass, and then put on a mask and be unintelligible for 3 hours.
Yeah. I like it. Tom Hardy is one of those guys that I truly appreciate because he's fucking serious, not serious, pokes fun at himself, doesn't understand what's going on, like all of the things, and he's just like, hi. But he fully knows and expects everything that comes. Like the Venom movies are not great movies. And Tom Hardy fully fucking knows it. But do I enjoy the fuck out of the Venom movies because of Tom Hardy? Abso-fucking-lutely.
There are better Toms.
There are.
Hiddleston.
No,
Yes.
he merely adopted the darkness.
God damn it.
I was born in it.
But Tom Hiddleston better than Tom Hardy.
Correct.
In terms of
100%. I will die on that hill.
Okay.
I will die on that.
Could be
I will die on that.
There's a really, Tom Hiddleston. Keep doing what you're doing, bruh. Yeah, good one with Loki. I'm gonna stop talking because we're talking about like Marvel franchises. I can't do that anymore. There's a super injunction on me talking.
Yeah.
About
But the Loki
Marvel,
series, though, the Loki series is fantastic.
Yeah, still can't talk about it.
Yeah.
Is it like Fight Club?
It's become like Fight Club because like I fight imaginary ghosts every time we bring up anything to do with Marvel.
Yes. It's fine. Everything is fine.
Everything's fine.
Everything is
Yeah,
fine.
I knew it was time to stop when we started getting guest questions, and only at me, asking me what the hell my problem was.
With Marvel specifically.
Yeah. I'm curious to know what that is.
I can refer you to many hours of content that we've put out previously. I can't speak about it again. I can't.
That's fair.
I think every episode of this season I've talked about Marvel in a derogatory way for like a horrific amount of time. I can't talk about Marvel anymore.
That's fair. I've heard a few. I think I know, but it's fine.
Well,
Everything's fine.
Speaking of guest questions, do we want to steer that way? There's no questions on my side about Marvel, so we're fine.
Well, in that case, I guess we're safe to proceed.
Okay. So, when I reached out to the community and said, "Hey guys, we're having Meep on. Send me your spiciest questions for the spiciest of Meeps." Some of them got a little too spicy. So I'm gonna ask this one, and Druid, this is a cutting room floor question.
Oh my god.
This one comes from Lava, who took he took spicy and he took it spicy. Lava
I saw it.
would you rather
Please continue.
slice up and rub habanero peppers on your hands every day after washing your hands for 2 weeks, or slice and rub habanero peppers on your genitals every hour for 2 days?
Oh my god. What?
He took spicy and took it spicy.
That's next level spicy.
in both ways that things get
I
spicy.
saw this question. I laughed a lot about it. I thought about it, and here's my answer. You ready for this?
Yes.
I would rather slice up and rub habanero peppers on my hands every day after washing my hands for 2 weeks. And the reason why I would do that is because everything I touch would also have that habanero pepper juice all over it. And everyone else who touched those things would also have problems. Therefore, I'm not the only one experiencing it. I want chaos, and that would cause chaos. This is my villain arc. This is my villain arc, and that's what I would like. I would do that for 2 whole fucking weeks. That's right. If I'm miserable, everybody else is going to be miserable too, bitch. That's my answer.
Perfect.
So yeah, it's like fucking Pearl Harbor down there in Meep Towers.
Right.
Like a delicious Mexican Pearl Harbor.
Everybody can get fucked.
And that'll be a lesson to all of you.
Because if I'm going to have problems, you're going to have problems too, friends. Sharing the love, just sharing the spice.
Well,
So that being said, I would rather cut off my own fucking hands than deal with either of those. God
You're like,
damn.
nope, that's not for me.
No, fam.
yeah, and Sean from Hot Ones is rubbing his hands together for the episode where you take like the bomb straight to the genitals now.
Oh God, no.
Oh shit.
No.
Oh no.
Yeah, with even hotter wings, hotter questions, hotter wings.
Fuck that, man. Oh.
Well, I'm a red-blooded male. As you may have noticed, listener at home, my voice is broken. I have the full scope of manhood, for better or worse, has been like placed upon me. So I'll take the 2 days option just because everyone knows that men touch their genitals twice an hour anyway. So as a disgusting, putrid, horrific sleazebag man, I'll take the 2 days just so I don't have to, like, you know, because, you know, it happened. A window into the experience of being a man, you just like touch yourself all the time inappropriately. You can't help but send photos of yourself to women that don't want to like know about your existence. You're just like, hey, here I am.
Mm-hmm.
Here I am. If it looks a bit raw, it's because I've rubbed habanero into it for the last 40 minutes.
God damn it.
It hurts so good.
So
But now I'd like to ask you the burning question, madam. Are you up?
God damn
And
it.
it's like 1 a.m. I've been rubbing habanero into my genitals because lava told me.
Ah.
I think the question, I think is the proper question is, you up, but
Yeah. Well, I believe it or not, I've never sent that message to anyone because I couldn't care less if anyone's awake.
oh
Like,
shit.
I'm not fucking Neo. I'm not Neo. I'm not Morpheus. Are you awake? Come on, man.
You're not about that wig culture.
Nah.
Yeah, well, I'm a woke dude, but like I ain't looking for like, are you up? You up? You been at the club? You up?
Oh, God.
Like I couldn't text someone that. Imagine like this is the thing about these guys. I think the audacity to be able to think that much of yourself that person's gonna be like, yeah, hell yeah, I am up. And what do you do then? Cool.
You go smash. That's
But you seen any cool videos on YouTube tonight then? And they go, yeah, well actually I watched a 5-hour video essay about the socio-political ramifications of Pac-Man. And you're like, well, as a man you just go, oh, I saw that video already. Yeah.
God damn it.
Men
Paku.
Paku. What's that? Crash Bandicoot mask?
No, Paku. That's where the Pac-Man came from.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Paku.
Mm-hmm.
And what does that mean?
It's basically the sound of eating, like it's Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
God.
Have you not watched Scott Pilgrim versus the World?
I have, but like, here's the thing. Like, I loved Scott Pilgrim when it came out, but like, here's the difference between then and now is that the nerds have won.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, when I hear like a Legend of Zelda soundbite playing, like, "Hey, listen," I'm just like, "Fuck!" It's like, here's the Big Bang Theory series 3.
Oh.
So I find it very difficult to like. I suppose this is where my gripe from Marvel comes in as well. Like, I find it very difficult to integrate into like nerd culture in the way that I used to and love. I feel that it's been desecrated.
All right. That's fair.
It's been desecrated by a bunch of jocks asking you up to Kevin Feige.
Yeah. I can see. I'm just happy that nerd culture is becoming more accepted in general.
Well,
yeah.
but we say more, except like it's the baseline for all entertainment now.
Well, not necessarily, because like when I went home to visit family, I ran into somebody that I went to high school with. And they said, "Oh, so what are you doing now?" And trying to explain my day job to them on top of being a streamer. I say the words content creator and manager for an entertainer. The thing that they instantly went to and they looked me up and down was, "You're doing porn?" And I was like, "Fuck you. No, I'm not."
The only thing that would be more antiquated would be if they thought you worked for P.T. Barnum.
I mean, like, it there is still huge pockets of civilization that are just like, I don't give a fuck. What? Am I
Yeah, but
touching a ball? Am I...
come on, are you telling me they're not involved in nerd culture? Because
Yeah.
they definitely are. Because like, there's such a high like incel rate in that.
Like nerd culture is fucking everywhere.
Nerd culture is everywhere, but there's still giant sections of the population that don't fucking know or understand nerd culture. They've heard of these nerd things, but nerd culture is still so unbelievably foreign to them.
Well, the bat signal just came out for Ryan Seacrest.
It's fucking wild, like absolutely fucking wild. I don't know. But you know what I realized I didn't do is in guest questions. Drew, do you want to ask it this time, or do you want to leave it to me?
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess I've never asked it before, so
Yeah.
it'd be. This is quite novel, right? Let me just get into battle stations. So, meep.
Yes,
meep.
that's me.
A Wile E. Coyote cartoon chasing the roadrunner. He said, meep. And I answer that call and repeat it today. And I ask you the question we ask all our guests. If you had a mundane superpower, what would it be?
A mundane superpower.
Mm-hmm. And when we're talking mundane, I've realised we have to explain this every time. Is that mundane is everyday things like maybe doing the dishes. Maybe you can do the dishes really quick. Maybe you've got like some kind of human resources sonar that you can hear human resources issues and human rights issues from a far distance and then solve them without there being a large company loss. Maybe you can do the vacuuming without interruption. I don't know. Mundane superpower.
I've got it.
Oh my god, that was so quick.
I've got it. It just came to me. It's brilliant. Are you ready?
Lay it on me.
To always be right.
Oh shit.
Oh my god.
When I ask a question, I give an answer. It's always right.
Okay.
Oh shit. Alright, so I feel that we should put this to the test, Ginger. Have you got any burning questions to ask me right now?
42.
42. Alright, Douglas Adams. Here we go. I've read that book. Alright, well, you can't answer 42 to everything. Alright. What's 3 minus 4?
42.
I was gonna say, please say it. Say it.
This is not so much a superpower as it is just the ability to say the number 42. like you're a Pokemon, like a numerical Pokemon.
Pika pika.
Paku.
Oh my god.
So, if you say 42, god damn it. Right.
She
trying to think
brings
of-
chaos.
Well, chaos in the form of 42. I won't take it. In what does the cash register say when Maggie gets scanned in The Simpsons?
42.
How dare you?
Honestly, I've never watched a single episode of Simpsons. Don't hurt me.
shit.
I know. It's my mom's fault.
Doe.
A deer. A female deer.
Don't have a cow, man. 42.
42.
Is that how I said it, meepitsmana?
42, sir. Excuse me. Absolutely, that's how you said it.
I don't know how to deal with this.
I don't know either.
How do I deal with this?
I don't know. You tell me, sir.
I can't believe Tom Holland's live on the podcast right now.
You giving away all the secrets.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, well, I'll tell you about phase 4.
There it is. There it is.
Marvel.
It's either a Tom Holland or a Donald Trump impression every single episode, sometimes both. So
I don't know anything about Infinity War, okay?
there it is. There it
He
is.
doesn't know anything about anything, to be honest. That's besides the point.
I mean,
Where's the lie?
You're right.
42, okay.
42.
That's the answer to my presidential election.
Well, makes about as much sense as everything else involving that fucking election. So yeah.
Political corner.
I know.
Yeah.
Sorry, I veered in and I just braked back out.
Yeah, that warning, hot takes in this episode. Trump was a bad president.
What?
Facts.
No, really?
Joe Biden's furious.
Oh.
Joe Biden doesn't know what's happening. What are you talking about? He's eating his ice cream. It's fine.
Yeah. Is that you? Is that you, Martha? Martha. Sorry. This is a terrible Batman v Superman reference. Martha? Martha? Do you think he's ever haunted by the sound of his rocking chair? At night he falls asleep. He's falling asleep. He's got paper and slippers. And his rocking chair goes. He hears that creak and he goes, "Oh no, it's the American people!" And that's it. That's the presidential moment. And then we all take a sigh of fucking horror that it's just this could have been Bernie, man. This could have been fucking Larry David in the chair.
Fucking the political state of this nation that I live in.
All I'm gonna say, as far as politics related stuff, we make fun of Biden and Trump, and that's all in good fun. But the only thing I'm gonna say is this: Are we focus?
Yes.
We could have had a bad bitch. We could have had a bad bitch. We could have had a bad bitch. That's all I'll say.
I actually don't remember Cardi B going for president. Yeah. And the bucket and the mop, and we're cleaning this country.
Fucking
country with you.
My old roommate, she used to just walk into the room and she would, "You could have had a bad bitch," and then she just go about what she was doing. And so I can't hear those words without thinking of her doing that. And there's this whole little shake, one leg lift that she does. I'm like, what? So I hope you know that you brought me that moment of giggles, Meep.
You're welcome. I'm just saying, we could have had a bad bitch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got a couple other questions. One of them comes from one of our wonderful patrons, Toasty, who we all know, ADHD Toaster, a toast boy. What's your favorite thing about streaming and what keeps you going?
My favorite thing about streaming. Well, honestly, my favorite thing about streaming is, number one, just meeting new people. It's just been a real ride for me because it's been almost a year and I've met so many wonderful fucking people. That's what really keeps me going. To segue into that next question. Meeting new people, playing, vibing, having great chaos, lots of fun. It's just been a real wild ride for me. And I really enjoy it. It's also pretty cathartic for me since I don't go out much. Kind of a homebody. I have a lot of anxieties, a lot of issues, lots of traumas that I deal with from the day to day. So streaming is kind of a way for me to kind of step outside of quote real life and just kind of vibe and have a good time with people that are like-minded and silly and fun and also chaotic and murder friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the one thing that I truly love about streaming.
Is it something, because you have a still a fairly small community.
I do.
And I mean, like, I'm trying to find a way to word this that doesn't make me sound like a giant dick. Because I know I'm just shoving my foot in my mouth left, right, and center here.
No good statement starts with that.
No, but so you have a fairly small community, and you still stream. It doesn't matter if you have 30 people in your chat or 2 people. You still stream, and you still have fun, and you still just bring the chaos and the shenanigans. And that is something that I admire and love about you.
Thank you. It doesn't really matter to me. I mean, it's great having a community, and I like to build it. I like to grow it of like-minded people who just enjoy silly chaos times, shenanigans, fuckery. But I honestly don't do this for anybody other than for me.
Which, I think that's the most important thing, really.
Yeah, and if you start focusing on the numbers, you just kind of lose sight of why you started it in the first place. And I told myself early on, I'm not going to focus on the numbers. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to focus on what I want to do, what I want to get out of it. And that's kind of where I'm at mentally. And I think it's a pretty healthy way to look at it, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty healthy. I'm not really worried. It's great if I have, people to talk to. That's awesome. But I'm pretty good at talking to myself too. So
yeah,
I'm like, it's either way, we're coming up daisies. I'm here to have a good time. And if I meet fun people, have great people in chat, that's awesome. That's icing on the cake. That's just the cherry on top for me.
Yeah. And that's because I get lost in the numbers sometimes. Like and I talk to a lot of streamers. I mean, this is just as much a passion, and I spend more time doing content creation stuff than I do my day job. And like, I do a lot of things, and I like to create. And whether it's just in chaos, just playing a video game and talking to people, or if it's painting, or if it's doing this podcast, like whatever it is, I like to do lots of things. And it's probably a sign that I need to take a step back, but no.
Slow down, take a deep breath.
No. But
I mean, I also really like to create. I like doing art a lot. I just haven't done it in a hot minute. I'm just getting those weird tick kind of moments where I just get focused on one thing sometimes, hyper focusing on gaming. Eventually, I do want to do other types of streaming. Like, I want to stream some of my art or something to that effect, because I do art. I'm also writing a book, fun fact. It's just been I'm writing actually a book series. It's more like a novel series that I've been working on since 2008. It's been a hot minute. But I don't know, if streaming it to me is it's just fun, and I get a little too focused on it. I mean, I'm also slowly and cantankerously moving some of my stuff to other platforms like TikTok, and working on some stuff for YouTube. But for me, I'm not in a rush.
Right.
I'm not in a rush.
Right. And that's why I enjoy and love hanging out with you so much, because we don't get to game together as much as I think any one of us involved would like. But
yeah. But when we do, it's beautiful.
It's so much fun. And yes. I know that the thing about community is these people will care about the things that you care about. It doesn't matter if they know or understand why it matters to you. If something matters to you, then they support. I mean, I brought up my paintings this week because I had someone reach out to me privately wanting a commission. And I had mentioned my paintings to them once. And then now I had to go to the art store this week because I had to go get supplies because I got commissions in, and I was like, well, okay. Which means I've got to get back into doing art streams again. Like it's such a creating when you really feel it is such a beautiful thing. And I can tell the days when you're just really feeling it and the days that you're not. And the days that you're not, when things turn around and you really start feeling it, those are my favorite, because then you go, you know what, this was actually really fun. I really needed this, and I didn't know that I really needed it.
Yeah, I got you.
And
there are days when sometimes like I don't really like maybe not feel like streaming, but I'm a creature of habit and I like a schedule.
Mhm.
So like I stick to my schedule of streaming. Like sometimes in the beginning I'm not so into it, and then I'm like, this is a really fun game. At least then I just everything picks up, you know?
Yeah, and it helps when you have someone else around to you know, lift your mood, or you know, you can vent things out to, and then go, okay, let's fuck around and find out. Let's have some fun. Like,
yeah. I play a lot with other people, like Lou and Ree.
Mm-hmm.
So it does help when you play with other people. It's fun.
And so it's so nice. I mean, every time you're live, I try to do my best if I can't be present and talking in chat, which isn't very often, and I feel really bad. I still at least...
You're fine. You got stuff on your plate.
I know. I still at least try to...
I feel that you guys, like, your schedules kind of overlap as well.
Mm-hmm.
So there's, like, you can't really go and, like, enjoy each other's, like, product in that way.
And
so the fact that there's that, like, even that much camaraderie when you have that, you know, discrepancy in how you can spend your time with each other, like, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And one day, Ginger and I are going to go for drinks.
Yes.
And that'll be an interesting day.
Oh my God, it's going to be wonderful, and I can't wait. It's just
live action chaos.
Yeah, it'll be glorious. But that's the thing, is like my chat last night was talking about me just buying a van and traveling around the country to meet the community, and you know, eventually trying to go meet followers from other parts of the world and stuff, which I fully intend on trying to do at some point. But it's the thing that I love, though, is that your community is just as much a part of like my community. Those people that come around and they like me and they hang out and stuff. Like, I didn't know Grizz very well until Grizz was just like in December, just like, hi, I'm here and I'm gonna do some chaos. And I was like, beautiful. Like, fucking let's go. Grizz was around. Grizz just I never really got to talk to Grizz. And it's a wonderful, beautiful thing that the culture and the community that you cultivate, it makes me so happy. And it makes me happy to see my friends successful. And because you don't have to have big numbers to be successful. You can be a little guy and be successful and just doing what you do and having fun. Because I'm a little guy. You know, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, and the community that I've built, it's small, but we're mighty. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like a little family, and it's beautiful.
Yeah. And, you know, the day that my dad went to the ER, like 5 minutes before stream start, like, I had so many community members reach out to me and give me their personal phone numbers and like, hey, if you need anything, just call me. People messaging me, and people still ask how my dad is doing. And it's been 3 weeks since he was in the ER. Like, it's something that I never got in non-internet based interactions. Like my friends in college didn't care as much as my internet friends do. You know, they take it all for granted. And so that's what I love about seeing these communities, and yours in particular is just such a family, and I love it.
I love it too.
Yeah.
It's a good community.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm done being schmoopy whoopy. Happy.
Schmoopy.
Schmoopy whoopy. Getting all up in my feels.
All up in those feels.
Uh-huh.
Feeling the feels. Feeling the flow.
I know. Drew,
Working it.
Did anybody submit questions to you for me?
Yeah. We've got one question here. OMG, it's Lewis.
Okay.
Sends us a question, and he says, if you guys were a genre of music, which genre of music would you be and why? Don't all answer at once.
I'm
That's
thinking.
interesting. I'm thinking, yeah, that's an interesting question. Genre of music.
If you were a genre of music, which would you be and why? Well, I'll come out again. Adult contemporary.
Okay.
Just the sound of someone, like a white person, slapping a bongo and not caring.
Is that what the kids are calling it now these days?
Yeah. That's like colonialism, guys. There we go. Like someone slapping a bongo poorly. Out of time and out of touch. I guess like Hall & Oates
Hall & Oates.
would be like
my
me, and
God.
like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, you're out of touch, I'm out of time. That's me, like in musical form. The reason why, I think you can already tell.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I sound like a Grand Theft Auto soundtrack being played at the wrong speed.
I think for me, I think I would be EMO. That's
Okay.
right. I said that out loud.
Okay.
I did that. I said that out loud. I'm gonna own it. It's fine. I have been EMO since my day of birth. I'm pretty sure. And
Panic at the DISCO.
Yep. I have always been in my feels, and that is why I just have a lot of feelings.
Yeah.
She doesn't even go here, but I have a lot of feelings.
Yeah. So when it comes to Taking Back Sunday, Meep's already got the receipt in her hand
Yeah.
Correct.
when she goes to the Best Buy.
I'm
what
always
was it?
in the misery business, okay?
Oh my god.
Welcome to my life.
Oh my god, I love this. Keep going.
Oh my god.
I love it. On it.
Yeah, and you know,
I'm not okay. Trust me.
any Midwest listeners, Ohio is for lovers.
Oh, fuck off. Fuck Hawthorne Heights.
Cause I fall asleep tonight or die.
Please.
Because you killed me.
Please. Please.
And here's a shout out to anyone that was in the Dirty Little Secret video.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah. All American Rejects, Dirty Little Secret. Like just to be that like guy that obviously like used to have flesh tunnels, but it looks like a fucking cat's asshole in his ears now. He's like, I get bullied at work, but it's okay. But who held up the placard in the Dirty Little Secret video that just said, I eat my own poop.
Hey, right.
Who has to know? Oh, now the world knows.
Right?
Well, now that we've stitched these wounds up.
Mhm.
Oh my god.
I know, I did that.
Well, if you
What
wanted
about
honesty,
you,
that's all you had to
Ginger?
I don't know. I feel What I would love to say is like grunge.
Butt rock.
Fuck off. But
that's what she has to say about that.
Get up, get down with the sickness.
Get up, get down with the sickness.
Yeah,
You better.
way to go with those 1950s lyrics, guys, by the way. David Draymond.
Right.
Get up, get down.
Come on, get down. Get down. Sorry.
I would say kind of that grunge movement. As much as we talked about Nirvana earlier, though, like that grunge movement, that coming out of the punk, in between of like the alt rock, like I feel like that's just kind of where I fall. Like there's meaning. It's pretty sad. It's pretty fucking dark, or it's just really angry.
I mean, that's fair.
So that's Ginger Snaps of Pearl Jam, everyone.
Yeah, but that's it. Like,
Lately, I remember picking on the bar. This harmless little fuck.
Well, you leave alone.
All this here, Daddy wouldn't give affection. Like, way to give birth to Chad Kroger like it was in the Alien franchise, by the way.
Right.
Fucking Eddie Vedder.
But
because like looking at like that fucking Jeremy's morning, you can almost imagine like that giving birth directly to watching us.
yeah, but there's a thing about fucking grunge that is also very fucking like soft and vulnerable at times, and that's people.
I feel that. That's legitimately good reasoning, by the way.
Like Pearl Jam, Last Kiss.
Yeah, so what people see of me is very rarely the angry, loud, aggressive side, and as people in my private life, they know when I'm upset about something because I don't yell at them, I yell to them. And then I go, listen, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to yell to you. I'm going to take a minute and I'm going to reflect on my actions and calm the fuck down. But that edge...
Listen, I'm sorry. I'm going to reflect on my actions.
But that's what it is, though. Is like, that's very... Because especially when I was younger, I was that kid that was punching the brick wall to keep from punching somebody. Like, that rage still sits somewhere below the surface. But I do such
You know what's funny about that?
Were you one of those wall punchers too?
No, it's funny because you were the kid that would punch walls in order to not hurt somebody. And I was the kid who just cried because they were so fucking pissed off.
Yeah.
And that's another reason why I fit in the AMO category.
Well, this is why it's quite funny for me. I was the kid that balled it all up until I was 19, and then I needed a therapist.
Yeah, and I bottled things up until I exploded. But the explosions happened a lot because there was so much compacted. Meep, when you meet me in person, look at my knuckles because the only knuckles on my hands that aren't flat are for my middle fingers, ironically enough, because I broke my hands so much punching brick walls. Like, it's fucking crazy. Like, fucking grunge just fits so well, and I hate it.
Oh my god.
As much as we've talked about Nirvana and stuff tonight, like
Alice in Chains fucking rule.
Alice in
Sang on
Chains.
rule. I'd punch a fucking brick wall right now to be able to change my answer.
but yours
From adult contemporary.
But yours fits you so well. Yours is so fitting for you, though.
What Hall and Oates?
Listen, think about what would you rather me have said? Nah, it should have been like fucking Pink Floyd. That's the alternative.
Yeah, I'm like a dad in his study listening to Pink Floyd. Like when the solo comes up, he's like, "Listen to this, son."
Right.
No, he's still talking. He's like, "Stop talking! Stop talking!" And I like. I'm definitely adult. I'm like Tears for Fears.
Mhm.
Like shout, let it all out.
Mhm.
And like just because it just sounds ridiculous, and I think that like that's my lane. I'm just like a surfer of ridiculous shit.
Oh God. Yeah. Yep. That fits.
Hall & Oates. You make my
Swell.
dreams.
Yeah, yo, make my dreams come true.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
Listen to that fucking like chorus, that chorus of uncertainty.
Oh fuck.
That Hall & Oates. Oh well, you know that. What else? Oh, here she comes. Watch out, boy, she'll chew you up.
She's a man
Man-eater.
Yeah, she's a bad streamer.
Whoa.
Oof. Ouch.
No one here.
no one
I mean
here.
like bad in like the Michael Jackson sense, or like like sick, sick as in like the Tony Hawk sense.
Ah, okay.
Totally.
I've just done like a sick like revert to manual combo.
God damn it. So I think we'll do one last question. And it comes from Real Andy DeSeal.
Go.
And do you get as much joy as he does when someone says your name in conversation?
Is this to everyone?
It's literally just blanket. Like he didn't specify meep, Druid, or myself in particular. I feel like I know your answer, meep.
What's my answer?
No.
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 42.
42.
42. Absolutely fantastic. The hidden number.
I mean, I don't know. It's no.
So
that's just my name.
I can imagine Regis
I was
Philbin.
born with this name. I came out of the womb, meepitsmana. What are you talking about?
Like I can imagine Stephen Colbert announcing meepitsmana is coming to the stage.
I just felt meep shrivel.
That gives me anxiety thinking about that. Actually,
I just felt
fuck
her
that.
shrivel.
Fuck that.
Oh well, sorry, I didn't say James Corden. You
Oh
fine?
God. But nobody would watch anyway, so that'd be fine.
Oof. Yeah.
Ooh, carpool karaoke, anyone?
Vomit.
With-
I mean,
Oh, here she comes. Here she comes. Watch out, meep, she'll chew you out.
I mean, you fuck up enough, maybe.
Yeah. Well, that's because it's like meepitsmana. It's like she's a man-eater.
I do love me some mana.
Yes.
If that one thing I've gauged from the last like 3.5 hours of conversation, it's that.
I
What?
have an actual.
you love mana? Meep,
Sure.
mana? Meep. It is.
Okay, so
It is
I was gonna
mana.
say,
I feel
the
like I need to
story of
explain my
your-
name.
Yeah, please do, because that wasn't
I-
asked.
I need to explain this. So, how did I get meepitsmana? How did I choose this name? The answer is 84 years ago, when I was just a young teenage girl, I used to be on this little forum website, message boards, I guess you could say, forum.
Tell me.
For a particular card game called Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yes.
And my name there for a whole fucking decade, if not longer, was Mana. And all of my people that know me from that particular site, which I have met several of them in real life, know me as Mana. Cut to almost a year ago when I'm like, okay, so a lot of these people know my real name.
Oh.
And a lot of these people know my real name. And I wanted to kind of like keep the Mana part, but also kind of cover my assets. And I just picked Meep at random because I thought it was fun. Because it's like Meep. It's like kind of a shock surprise kind of sound. That's what that word is. So Meep, it's Mana. Meep, it's Mana. That's the notion that I went with. To kind of keep the Mana name, but also make it different so that I wouldn't get doxxed.
Fair.
That awkward moment when your government name is Blue Eyes White Dragon.
I summon you, Exodia.
I summon you, meepitsmana.
Yes.
If that is your real name.
And the mana, obviously Mana is magic, because that's the nerd thing.
Right.
But Mana, the reason why I chose Mana in the first place 1,000,000 years ago was because I was a nerd. I'm still a nerd. Even more of a nerd, so that the Dark Magician girl, her Egyptian name is Mana.
Yep. Yep. I used to enjoy Yu-Gi-Oh! So yeah.
Well, it's a tale as old as time.
Huh. So that's the name. That's how I come up with it. And here I am. In the flesh.
Now I call you Murder Friend or Meepsykins.
Yes. And it's kind of funny because a lot of people, like, most people call me Meep, which is fine. A couple of people actually call me Mana, which is also fine. And then you call me Meepsykins, which is wonderful. I love that. A couple people call me Meepits, which also is fine.
Meepits.
Michelle Boyd, when I was on her, just kind of in her chat, she called me Meepits. She was like, Meepits! So that is beautiful, and I love it so much.
That sounds like a Michelle thing.
It definitely is a Michelle thing.
Meepits, that just reminds me of, you remember that Cartoon Network show, Cubics?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That CGI, like, sweet bit of, like, something.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god.
Makes me really wish my username was Cubics Knowledge.
Yeah, I always wondered the story behind it. I wondered if it was Magic the Gathering or like what or D&D that prompted the mana.
It's nerdier than Magic the Gathering. It's definitely Yu-Gi-Oh related.
And I love it.
Yeah, I've got a great story, by the way. Just sorry to derail the conversation since you said Magic the Gathering. A friend of mine used to work in a hotel about half an hour drive away from where I'm at now, like by the airport. And it was occupied by this like slightly overweight, very strange person. They were on watch for him because he was bothering the female guests of the hotel. And when he left and they went to clean the hotel room, his bathtub in the room was full of Magic the Gathering cards.
What
do you think about
that? Did he leave them there?
He did, yeah.
Did he rage quit?
Well, it would seem so. Imagine like rage quitting from like live play.
I mean, yeah.
That's not a manner way to go.
Wow.
That's an interesting story.
I feel concerned about what everybody.
What happened? I'm curious. What happened to that poor guy that just left all his cards?
Did he have like
an
epiphany? Like he was like, I've wasted my time. Like, I should have been playing Yu-Gi-Oh. or fucking like, maybe he couldn't fit him in because of his Beyblade collection.
His Beyblade
suitcase. You know what I mean? Like, what? Here, I've got a guest question just for everyone right now. If you were a bit beast in Beyblade, what would your bit beast be?
I don't know because I've never even played that game.
Beyblade was something that I consumed a tiny bit of. I barely fucking remember Beyblades.
So you know what a bit beast is, though? They had like a little drawing of an animal in the middle of the spinning top, and
was there a dragon?
Oh, surely there was. I mean, like the
Whatever,
whole idea.
The coolest dragon. I'll be the coolest dragon because I never played that game. The coolest dragon there is.
The coolest
breathing fire. The coolest fucking dragon.
Fucking hell! All right, the
blue eyes.
The desolation of meep.
Oh,
there we go. I would also be a dragon, but like an even cooler dragon. So like
even
that's
cooler.
okay. Even cooler.
Dragon.
Yeah.
You're
dragon.
trying to offset my overwhelming coolness.
Yeah.
Get it? I get it.
I'll
be Dragon Ice Blast.
I was gonna say there's a lot of fucking dragons on Beyblades. Because I'm Googling them right now. I didn't get on IMDb this time.
Also Googling them right now.
All fucking Beyblades have goddamn dragons on them, it feels like.
Oh, no, they had a fucking tigers on them. Come on, what, like fierce animals of different like fucking like walks of the mammalian world.
Looking at one called Dragoon Storm. Bringing on the storm. Let's do that. Because storms are chaos.
They are.
Dragon bringing on the storm.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
There's a storm coming, Mr. Wayne.
Oh,
I don't know. This dragon that's black, purple, teal, and pink.
Nice.
Bet that one.
What fabulous
that
dragon.
That guy right there.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines and may the best Bit Beast win. Like putting like all the dragons in the Beyblade world, putting new meaning to the title RuPaul's Drag Race.
Oh my
God.
God.
All dragons. So like Bit Beast dragons, leftover Beyblade mascots. Yeah, they're all dragons. Like Blue Eyes White Dragon. Yu-Gi-Oh's no better. Dragon Ball Z, no better. Dragons fucking everywhere.
Hame, ha, 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 ha.
Yeah, I'll spirit bomb that shit out. See you in 80 minutes when it's ready. Like, that's the thing, like a spirit bomb. How long it took Goku to get Spirit Bomb ready? Martha Stewart may as well have been in charge.
I love Martha Stewart.
Oh,
what?
Martha Stewart and Snoop Dogg, I think, is one of the most wholesome things I've ever seen in my entire life. It's beautiful.
So Snoop Dogg has this cookbook called Crook to Cook, and she wrote the introduction foreword for it. And it's fucking everything.
Their friendship is beautiful. I love it so much.
So good.
Yeah, but she's
so fantastic.
Martha Stewart's like a bad bitch, man.
Yeah,
she is a bad bitch.
Yep,
she's been to the clink.
Bitch. I'm sorry.
1, 2, 3, and to the 4. Snoop Doggy Dog, Martha
Stewart at the door.
Yes.
Blue Eyes White Dragon on the phone.
I ain't never been with a baddie. She calls, so I add her to the tally.
I
want to see.
Ginger Talks, the Streetwise edition.
I want to see fucking Snoop teach Martha how to play Madden on his Twitch stream.
That would be amazing. That would be prime content. Would be 10 out of 10.
So fucking good.
I would be there. I would be like, say less.
Because I love Snoop because like he'll sit and he'll play video games and he streams and I'm sure he just makes fucking bank on it. But Snoop one day got pissed off at fucking Madden and he like slammed his controller down, he threw off his headphones and he left the room. Came back 8 hours later, high as fuck with like a drink and some snacks and is like, wait, am I still streaming? And everybody's just like, yo, Snoop, you're still live, bro. Like,
Imagine that like sweet call, like 1, 2, 3 until the 4. Look out, Martha, here's how you pass the ball.
like, it's fucking amazing. Just watch, like, because T-Pain he's a streamer and he does like he does this he does his thing, fine, whatever. But Snoop is old enough that some of this stuff is still real foreign to him, and he just does it because people say, yo, you should do this, and so he just does it.
All right, bet.
But
Yeah.
he's like also he's so stoned that going to the bathroom's new to him every time he goes like over there.
Right.
Oh my god, there's some urine flowing out of my pee-pee. And he can't believe it. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, he's that stoned, he's like forgotten he urinates.
Right.
Like a dog on the carpet.
I wonder how much he actually smokes. Like,
I mean, it feels like I've smoked a lot since we started recording. Like, it's like
Does
nothing.
it feel like it? Does it feel like it?
I can assure you it does, yeah. Like the form of my responses by the end of the episode always like derails into the point where I just sound like a fucking arsehole. Like I sound terrible by the end of every single. There has not been a single episode of Ginger Talks where I sound the same way I did at the start.
Mm-mm.
Because like in my mind I've got like a Snoop Dogg thing going. I'm like Druid Dog.
Yeah, it's fucking, it's wild. It really is. Just thinking about Snoop. Sorry, my brain is just spiraling on this. Fucking Snoop and Martha. Them having a Twitch cooking show, and then later in the day, they're both high as fuck trying to play video games. Like,
I would watch the shit out of that.
I mean,
tell me
yeah,
that it's not the next most watched channel besides the Bob Ross weekend marathons.
That would be the channel to watch. That would be that is on the list of that's on my bucket list. That's what I want. Snoop, Martha, hear me out.
Right? We know you're listening,
Come
Martha.
on.
I mean, like, yeah, friend of the podcast, Martha Stewart. We got her through prison. Like she told us, and we were like, we've not even started a podcast yet, because we had that like all important like in the first couple of episodes when we were teaching people how to make prison shivs, and
It's important to bake it into something first.
Yes.
I think that's a tip. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
yeah, and bake it with love.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Snoop Dogg misinterpreted that, and then he just got baked on the side.
I mean,
That's fair.
but sometimes you hit that certain level of baked where you just make the most delicious fucking food, though.
Or
And
at least
then-
you think it's the most delicious type of food.
I was gonna say,
Well-
and then the next day you're like, wait, why does the kitchen look like this? Oh God, what did I make? What did I eat? And then
Yeah.
you know,
I think I'm kind of the level of baked where I would possibly put like butter and sugar into a bowl and then just mix it up.
oh, spread it on some toast. That's
Oh.
the solution to that.
I'm not giving him that satisfaction.
Spread that butter on some toast.
Oh, toasty boy. Well, I think unless there's anything else to add, I think that about wraps up our time.
Okay.
Druid, you got anything else there, friendo?
I do not.
Well, Meep, absolutely loved having you on. This has been a blast.
I loved being here. It's been fun.
Tell tell our friendly listeners where they can find you and show you some love.
You can find me on twitch.tv/meepitsmana, where we fuck around and find out, and I live on the corner of that particular street, so yeah, you can find me there.
Said with the tone that makes me feel like you're trying to like summon my dead loved ones. I loved it.
Please come by. Please follow.
Yes.
Please enjoy the chaos.
Meep is absolutely a wonderful person. Absolutely love her to death. So please check her out, guys. And huge special thank you to our patrons, Red, Toast, and Lava. You guys help make this possible. So I appreciate you guys so much. Meep, I appreciate you. Druid, I appreciate you. And
Likewise.
Appreciate you.